Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Ask AD. Yay! Where I will be sharing my opinion, although no one asked me. And today we are recapping The Real Housewives of Potomac. This is season 10, episode 7. So, like always, let's jump right into it. So the episode starts off with Tia. They're introducing her family. Now we know Tia is a new girl, so we do not know her family. So it was great to meet her family. She has two daughters and a son and a husband with a bald spot. Yes, we need to talk about the bald spot because how can you not miss it? You know, it was so big. It was so horrible. I feel like that's the moment where you say, cut it off or hair transplant. But walking around like that, or a hat, sir, or a hat would even be okay. But walking around like So that is from a there, we're absolutely no. switching to the next scene, and guess who's back? Yes, Monique is back, rightfully where she deserves to be, because they never should have kicked her off the show in the first place for giving Candace exactly what Candace needed. So with Monique, they have her doing the scene with Ashley. Her and Ashley are just basically catching up. So Ashley and Monique is catching up. Monique is explaining how she's bringing up. She did mention the situation with her and Giselle, and basically how it made her grow or start changing. But honestly, I don't even like that because I don't think Monique was wrong. I don't think Monique was wrong. Candace said, drag me. Monique said, do you want me to? That was Candace's chance to say no, and she ain't say that. So how y'all mad at Monique? But Monique is explaining that she's divorced now. The bird she had died, child. She done upgraded her house. She done got a new bird. See, sometimes when you let go of that heavy package, that's the type of stuff that be going on in your life. And like she said, she's 300 pounds lighter. Okay, now switching from Monique and Ashley with our next scene, we got Miss Wendy and her husband, Mr. Happy Eddie. And they're showing their 100K or 100K plus renovations, child. Now, ain't that funny? Ain't that funny when she's in the news basically right now for being arrested for insurance fraud? Girl, now we see exactly where the insurance fraud money went. It's all making sense. It's all adding up. But prayers to my girl. I don't want to see her in jail. I hope they get through that. So they're sitting there and they're basically Wendy is informing Eddie about the Stacy and her cannabis brand Shayo, which is basically means happy in Nigerian. Girl, if copycat was a person, if steal your whole idea was a person, it would be Miss Stacy. Cause that's exactly what she did. How did you think nobody was gonna think you wasn't copying her or stealing her idea number one, since when has Stacy been Nigerian? When? What is this Nigerian coming from? And oh, Stacey girl, I be trying to. I like Stacey though, so I be trying to save her. But at a moment like this, oh baby, we can't save Stacey. You definitely copied. Like it honestly feels like Stacey went to a Happy Eddie event, then went home and said, "Ooh, I have a great idea," and that idea was Eddie's idea. Girl. Okay, now switching from our Nigerian insurance fraud couple, now the next scene we are meeting Angel and her older sister, who I think she said was about 12 to 10 years older than her. And I just want to say, I think Angel and her sister is beautiful women. I think she is a beautiful woman. But now, that photo, yes, catfish out. It did not look like her. It did not. It did not. But I think we all have moments where you may take a picture and then you put a filter on, and for some reason it makes you look like a different person. Now, me, I wouldn't post a picture. But her, she decided to post it. And with her posting it and Giselle being miserable and just mean, Giselle, of course, jumped on that opportunity to tell her that she basically was catfish. So Angel is basically sitting with her sister and she's explaining how she was embarrassed and, it just made her feel bad. And her sister, of course, is doing what a sister is supposed to do, basically saying, they just hating. They just hating. Which that was a hating moment. Or it wasn't a hating moment because they was telling the truth, but it was something hateful and just mean girl, which Giselle loves to do. So, um, Angel's sister points out Giselle neck in her airbrush. Y'all, I never realized Giselle had a Momo neck. She does have Giselle is pretty, but her neck is giving 60. So then Angel's sister also calls Wendy. She calls Wendy Miss Before and After. And what's so funny is because I thought Wendy be looking a little polished on Instagram. Or she's been looking more polished lately. Baby, Wendy got the booty done, them boobs done, and now she's working on that face. Something is a little different about Wendy and on Instagram and on the show. So she's making some changes. And to me, I can see it. So with the next scene, okay, it switches to Giselle, and now this is something a little more serious. So they're explaining Giselle has been going through a fight for almost 2 years about her daddy will. Supposedly he had a real will, and she think the wife threw that one away and created a will 1 week before he died. And supposedly the man wasn't even in no shape to be writing no new will. But you know what? To me, that and she said she was explaining that she don't have a relationship with his wife, and I always wondered like, how can Giselle have such a great relationship with her dad, and then she can't keep a man, or she can't even get one, or she don't want. It's like she almost hate him, cause it's like Giselle is pretty, but you can tell she got hatred in her from somewhere, and that makes me think, where is Giselle's mother? Did Giselle ever talk about her mama? And then she hate the wife. So I don't know. I always knew Giselle is single because she got trauma inside of her. Because as beautiful as she is, she should be able to keep a man. And if you can't keep a man with that looks, baby, it's that personality. It's the personality. So switching from Giselle and her dad, now we are seeing Kay and her boyfriend. Kay, her boyfriend, her fiance, her supposed to be husband, Greg, child. Kate and Greg, I don't know if they gonna make it. I don't even know if they're a real relationship at this point. Because within y'all first year together, y'all already was having breaks. Now y'all supposed to be. It's just so much going on in y'all relationship before y'all can even make it to the aisle. And then he says, they're basically living together, but he can have basically like his home when he's with his kids for the week, and then her house is like a little escape. How are y'all supposed to be getting married and that's not blended? How is time with your kids different, separate from time also with the lady that you're about to marry? Now, of course, you got to give your kids some one on one time. But when you think to marry somebody, you start to blend those things. And for some reason, it feels like they're not blending anything. That's not their purpose. It's like they just want a partner. And that's exactly what they are for each other at this moment. So if they actually make it down the aisle, honest to God truth, baby, I would be surprised. And with the next scene, we have Stacy and Wendy sitting down to chat. Child, that was the fakest conversation I've ever seen. Two girls sitting there knowing that it's so much tension, but they both smiling and just playing it cool. So kudos to y'all because whew. But what's funny is that they both showed up wearing orange. Stacy would never, she's never gonna beat the copycat allegations with Wendy. And y'all know how Wendy is, child. Moments like that, oh, she gonna write Wendy's gonna be on this show 5 years later and she's still gonna bring up how Stacy brought stole her husband idea and how Stacy wore orange on the same day as her. I promise you that. So with the next scene, we have Darius and Jazzy wedding. Yay, congrats to the newlyweds. I was surprised. Like, I don't know when watching the episodes or the season that I knew that they were getting married right then and right now. But maybe because Jazzy isn't a main character in the on the show, I just didn't realize that they were actually going to show her wedding on the show. I think Jazzy is a beautiful girl. Now her dress was simple, but maybe that's the look that she wanted to go for because it doesn't look like they did something like big and crazy. She got an upgraded ring. Okay, bling bling. I ain't mad at that. And honestly, all the ladies that attended, honest to God, truth, looked at gorgeous. It's really not too much to say about her wedding besides, congratulations. So switching from that, now we're at Ashley's event for World Pride. And it's funny is what's funny is Ashley singing. That's funny. But what I can say is I like Ashley confidence. Ashley don't care what nobody say about her. She don't care. She just don't care. Ashley gonna do what make her happy, and I like that. So at this event, Ashley is passing out the t-shirts, and she came up with some cool names. I really do like it. So one of my favorite names was for Tia. Tia name was Proper Puss Popper. What what kind of name is that? I don't know, but it's my name now, Miss Proper Puss Popper. I know that's right. And then for Kay, my second fave was Kay. And Kay is like basically she owns a med spa. And Kay name was Come Inject Her. I thought that was cool too. So Ashley did a great job. The shirts was cute. Everybody looked cute for the Pride event. And then dun 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 Monique shows up. So Monique shows up, child. Giselle fixing her hat for 10 minutes like she Ray J. Um, and the show basically ends with Kat. I thought Giselle was gonna be the messy one, but I guess that whooping that Monique gave her on that reunion, she ain't necessarily trying to fall head into that argument no more. She don't want that. So Kay decides, Miss Messy Kay, because Kay is messy. And Kay don't know how to shut her mouth. That's why that glass probably got thrown across her head. Well, I ain't gonna say that. But so Kay basically starts the mess by asking Monique, do she know Stacy? Because supposedly Stacy knows her. And Monique is all confused. Stacy is all confused. Stacy is looking confused, but Stacy knows exactly what they're trying to bring up. Stacy is sneaky. Stacy is sneaky, baby. But Giselle then jumps in and was like, "Oh no, she knows Chris. Chris is who she know." So just being messy, child, that's a group of women for you. But honestly, God, truth, what is that to bring up? What is that to bring up? I thought Stacy was dating her husband right now, and at the end of the day, these are two women who don't know each other. Y'all trying to make a fight out of nothing. Giselle, you got better things to fight for, like your daddy will, like your fashion sense, like a lot of different things Giselle could be fighting for. Kay, you could be fighting for your relationship. Maybe if you wasn't out here being so messy, maybe y'all can figure it out and actually be in one household and on the way to the aisle. I don't know. It just sounds like people have a lot of other things to worry about besides who's went on a date with someone ex-husband, But that is the wrap of the episode. The show ends off with that. So it's going to pick back up next week with the Pride Party and them really getting into it. So so that's all I have for you guys on Let's Ask AD. Yay. Until next time. Bye.